plays it with weird sounds.
Can you guys?
We'll do a cover.
You guys play any instruments?
No.
Hell no. Can you sing?
There it is.
Can you
Super
beatbox?
Omega Anime Podcast is live.
Yes, we are live, but
Omega.
there's no sound yet. Now there is sound.
Yay!
So now you can hear us. Sorry for the close-up.
Ah.
All right, so I know we took a month and a half off, so do apologize. Scheduling conflicts and whatnot, trying to get everybody together. But here's episode 3, and I guess we'll start it off how we always start it. And actually, before we go any further, you do recognize Ronnie
Yes.
for the Dragon Ball podcast, but for those that don't watch Dragon Ball, if you want to give a brief intro.
Yep. My name is Ron Ramirez. You can find me on Twitter at Lone Wolf Mewtwo. If you haven't seen the Anime Podcast, that's where I'm from. I mean,
Dragon Ball podcast?
What did I
This is
say?
the anime
Yeah.
My
podcast.
bad. Yeah, Dragon Ball. They're both anime, but yeah, the Dragon Ball podcast, which will be shortly after this.
Like in an hour,
Yeah.
hour and a half maybe.
So not maybe shortly.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we just go ahead and start off like we always do. So
That's
we can go around the room asking what we've been watching. So Ronnie, we'll start with you. What have you been watching at the moment?
Well, just got done with our 6 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and then the 3 episodes of My Hero Academia, if I'm saying that right.
Yes.
So I've been waiting to watch that, so I'm glad I could jump on and watch this and get into the flow of it.
We'll talk about that later.
You watching anything else?
That's pretty much it right now. With work and everything, I haven't had much time to watch anything outside of those 2.
Gotcha. So I'm next. I'll go. Wearing this Rick and Morty shirt, Tiny Rick, because it comes back on air tomorrow. So
It's my birthday. It's the best
I
birthday
know.
present.
Best birthday.
So I'm really, really excited for it to be coming back. So I've been watching a lot of reruns of Rick and Morty.
I'm so glad I got into the show last year because having to wait 2
Dude,
years
it's
would have
brutal.
been torture.
Was that how
so
long it's been?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
And
God, holy crap.
we can get into the discussion as to
Oh,
why it's
yeah.
taking so long later.
Okay. We'll
Um,
talk about that later.
yeah, and I've actually been going back to Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm watching it with the Japanese dub, and it's actually more enjoyable than the American dub. I'm really picky
I
with
really wish Sky was here. He would probably be like, no.
I'm really picky with the Japanese voice actors because their voices are, a lot different. So I actually do favor the Yugi. Nothing wrong with Dan Green doing Yugi in the American version of the show, but I do enjoy the Japanese Yugi as well. I've been doing My Hero Academia for this show, Dragon Ball Super, and there's one more thing I've been watching. Oh, Glow on Netflix. That show is fucking awesome. If you guys have not seen it, I suggest you start it. 10 episodes, half an hour each.
I've seen some of it.
Glorious. Wait, what was it?
Glorious Ladies of
Ladies
Wrestling.
Yes, it is awesome, hilarious. Yeah, it's fucking good. I suggest it.
Check
Yeah,
this
that was
out.
like one of their big flagship shows for the summer too.
Yeah.
They were putting a lot behind that. So.
And if you think it's gonna be not as funny because it's all ladies, actually it's kind of like guy humor. A lot of the jokes are pretty foul, but pretty fucking awesome. They hit right there.
That's cool.
And so Ash, on to you. Sorry, I almost called you Sky.
You
Ash.
did. I was almost offended, but
sorry,
that's cool.
sorry.
Her absence is so.
So I know it's so prominent. It's like
We miss
Yeah.
you.
It's like
Sky,
having
where
a
are you?
missing tooth.
Yeah.
What
Like
have
a
you been
fresh-
watching?
I have been watching. Well, I watched Dragon Ball Super, obviously. I binged all of My Hero Academia, both
Damn.
seasons.
Wow.
I'm insane. And then I've been watching not anime, unfortunately. I've been watching.
I haven't been watching anime. I told you,
I know,
Glow
I
and
know.
fucking Rick and Morty.
I was watching Lucifer recently.
Oh, okay,
that's
And-
awesome stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god. I never saw this before. He's gorgeous. He is absolutely gorgeous. And I love anything to do with like weird supernatural stuff. So I'm just like, I'm all into that. And it's even better because the acting's really good. So
Nice. Also, high five on supporting DC Comics and Warner Brothers.
I didn't know I was doing that, but cool.
Yeah.
It's good though.
It's a DC property.
Didn't that air on Fox?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so is Gotham, and that's also Warner Brothers and DC.
Is Fox
property.
owned by Warner Brothers, or what is the
I
relationship?
think they put a contract together.
Okay.
Yes, it's been good.
Well, Static Shock was on Fox Kids back in the 90s, and that's also Warner Brother property.
Okay. I was wondering if there was like a conflict of interest or something. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they get that sorted out on their
Yeah.
own.
We're not their legal
things.
department, so don't.
Yeah, it's the
We're not
real
the
interesting
source.
stuff about entertainment is the legal stuff that happens.
Actually, it's all really interesting. I do like some stuff like that. I like figuring out the logistics of it all.
Mhm.
But then I was also at Anime Expo,
Yeah.
and I saw the preview of the new Cardcaptor Sakura season that they're coming out with.
There's a new Cardcaptor
There's a new
Sakura?
Cardcaptor
Holy
Sakura.
shit.
We'll talk about that more because I got a bunch of stuff from that. That was cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have an Anime Expo segment coming up.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I have all the news from it too. It's great.
Oh, hi. My name is Zoe. So let me look at the list of all the things I've watched because I like to call myself
God.
I've watched a lot over the past month and a half
Is that
because
just everything?
no, well, this is my completed list. So I'll just go ahead and read it off. So I recently, this has been like my catch-up period because I first tried getting back into anime around 2014, and then I saw a couple of bad shows back to back, and I just gave up, and I thought anime was dumb and trash. But then I got back into it again, and I'm actually enjoying it now. So to start, I finally got through Blue Spring Ride, which was a shoujo show. It was nice. I saw that stupid horror show, Blood-C. Only watch the death clips on YouTube. That's all you're gonna get out of that show. But I mean, I still enjoyed it because I'm messed up, I guess. I recently watched Erased, which was great.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm so glad.
I figured out the twist on the fourth episode, but I didn't
Yeah.
care because it was such a good show.
It keeps you guessing because it makes you think, but what if I'm wrong?
Yeah, and then you eventually figure out like where it's going, but
Yeah.
it's such a well-directed show, and it's so compelling, and all of its themes about like friendship and I don't know, just the drama that surmounts as you watch. It's so watchable.
It's good.
I mean,
it's really good.
I enjoyed it. I recently rewatched 5 centimeters per second. Your Name, that recent film that came out,
Okay.
the director, that was one of his previous films.
Oh, okay.
It was a big
Okay.
deal like 10 years ago. Like now it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that depressing film. I remember watching that. Let's see. Recently watched an amazing film called Time of Eve or Eve no Jikan, which is a Studio Rika film. They're they're a small studio. They also did Patima Inverted, which is awesome. I only saw like the first half of that and I had to sit down. Time of Eve is great. I really like sort of probing exploratory science fiction that's all about like exploring like what it means to be human and what are the limits of humanity in relation to like artificial intelligence and how do we accept these things in our lives and so on and so forth. It's a great movie. It's really, really good.
Can I interject for like one
yeah.
quick second? I think you need to watch Toward the Terra.
Okay.
You'll really like it.
Right. I'm a big fan of like Ghost in the Shell and
You'll really like it.
Okay.
It's good.
I will remember that. Since we were planning on doing like a trigger theme podcast, but due to time constraints, I kind of fell apart. So I was trying to catch up on like Gynax stuff. Watched Fooly Cooly. I'm a dumb Gaijin American, so a lot of the really important symbolism
News
attached to
about
that
that,
show,
too.
like
Season 2 and Season 3.
God damn it, Daniel!
that will be cool. I will be honest. I really like Trigger stuff.
Yeah.
Fooly Cooly, just something about it like didn't click with me as much as I wanted it to. The soundtrack is amazing. It's an incredible show. It's so easy to see why a generation of people saw it and just it changed a lot of people's lives that I've talked to. And like I get it, and at the same time I kind of don't get it. Like I kind of watch it and I'm just kind of like, I feel like I've seen this before, but not really, because that show's art style is just so wild and creative. Like I don't want to go into too far into
I
it.
don't know if
I have bad
this is
taste.
true or not. I heard that the creator of Fooly Cooly was in an insane asylum while he was creating it,
Oh.
and that
That's interesting.
like if you read the manga, like his nurse is supposed to be Haruka.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
like that's why like you sometimes see her in a nurse's outfit, and like they would just give him like bits of paper to draw on, and that's why sometimes the art style's like a little bit more shaky.
Huh.
Well,
I've heard that. I don't know if it's true.
An interesting rumor to
If
explore.
anybody can confirm.
Yeah.
I heard this in like high school, so that was like, I'm not gonna age myself, but like a long time ago.
Well, I mean,
So it's probably true, right?
I watched this show in high school too.
Yeah, I was
Like
junior
junior
high school.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
episodes too.
It's super short. It's 6 episodes.
episodes.
Like you can watch it in the afternoon. Don't do it though, because you'll want to like try to like remember what you watched, because it's so dense.
It's so random too.
It's so random.
It's a lot to
It's
take in.
funny. Like it's a funny show. Like I liked it a lot. So whoops. Speaking of more trigger stuff, I saw Inferno Cop, which is the closest thing to an Adult Swim show I've ever seen out of Japan.
Oh yeah, you recommended.
Yeah,
that show to me.
it's like the episodes are super short. Watch it. It's bizarre and random and funny. And I'm just trying to go through this. Koe no Katachi, A Silent Voice, incredible film, super dramatic. Oh my god. I could talk about that for an entire show. Finished Konosuba season 2. I thought we were gonna finish it, but we didn't. That's fine.
I'm only halfway.
Right.
Yeah. Which we're gonna talk about.
There's
Yeah.
5 episodes
watch
that I
this-
watched so that I didn't talk about anything else.
Right. I saw a show called Kyosogiga, which was like a Gainax style show done by some studio I can't remember the name of. It was all right. Little Witch Academia.
Yes.
I saw the first 13 episodes. It was all available on Amazon. We'll talk about that later, but it's awesome. I'll say more about it.
How many are
Recently
on
saw
Netflix?
Record of Lodoss War. What?
How many?
So there's 25 episodes of Little Witch Academia, and Netflix only has the first 13 episodes due to how they're licensing it. And the remaining 12 will show up at some point.
Whenever.
Record of Lodoss War. It's recently got re-released on Blu-ray. It's a Madhouse show from like 1990. It's literally like it was inspired by an actual Dungeons and Dragons campaign that came out.
That sounds awesome.
It's awesome. It's pre Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings era fantasy.
Oh, shit.
Like
Okay.
if you've ever seen that Lord of the Rings film that was done by Ralph Bashki, I believe. Like that was
Like in
the
the
one that was like
Yeah.
rotoscope?
yeah, the rotoscope stuff. Like the reason I mentioned
I love that one.
it's really, it has its strengths. It's a weaker film than the Peter Jackson stuff, but it does have like a lot of unique strengths, and the animation's good. To a point.
It because
It's well, we'll get to that. I mentioned that stuff
I'm really
because
tired, guys.
it's hard to remember a time when high fantasy wasn't a popular thing. It used to be a stupid nerd thing that, you know, they couldn't make films about it because studios perceived high fantasy as being, you know, not profitable. So, like, what was it? Willow was like one of the most high budget, like, blockbuster films of the time, and that was kind of like a one-hit wonder as far as like studios thought high fantasy was. So Record of Lodoss War, and like Japan and America, different climates at the time, but to see something from that era that kind of was just totally 100% committed to its Dungeons and Dragons setting in a era, in a time in history where that stuff wasn't popular. It's just super fascinating to watch. It's super short. I really enjoyed it. Like, it's not gonna change your life, but it's cool. And also the restoration that was done for the Blu-ray was really, really great. And just quickly scrolling through the list, finally got through One Punch Man. Funny.
So I haven't seen it.
It's a funny show,
I
and it's
watched
also
it too. Can that be one of the things we watched?
yes.
That's fine.
You
Okay.
guys haven't watched that, and I'm like
No,
really
not yet.
sad because that show not also is it just a love
See-
letter to shonen stuff. It's a parody of shonen stuff. It's
Mhm.
super heartwarming,
Yeah,
and it's totally
backwards.
no. It's totally it commits to that stuff. And
Mob
it,
Psycho first.
you love what?
I watched Mob Psycho first. Usually people
Mm.
because
Yeah,
like One Punch Man, they watched Mob Psycho.
I started Mob Psycho, and I can tell you that show is gorgeous, and I like what it's doing with its characters. It's kind of similar. Its tone is a bit lighthearted, and it's
yeah.
you know it's
But it's
accessible,
good.
and it's amazing to
That's
watch.
great.
It's really good. Mob Psycho is great. Almost done with this, I promise. Puni Puni Pome. You guys heard of that?
Okay.
Excel Saga.
It sounds familiar.
The people who did Excel Saga, which is a 1990s like
shit.
parody of
Oh,
anime.
God.
Yeah.
I've seen that show.
All right. So same creator, same creative studio, came out at the same time. Stupid, but it's funny. It's a bit problematic, but whatever.
Random.
Yeah, random.
Weird stuff happening left and right.
Yeah.
Finally, I just almost finished before I got here Knights of Sidonia, which was a Polygon Pictures Netflix series, and I also saw Blaine recently. I've been kind of getting into Polygon Pictures. Their stuff is not great, but I strangely find their 3D art to be kind of interesting, even though it's not good. Knights of Sidonia is a stupid pulp sci-fi show that has no redeeming value whatsoever, but I like it for some reason. So I've committed
Way to sell
I
it.
think
Yeah.
everybody has that one show that's bad, but you
They
like it and
really
you
love
stick,
it.
you stick with it.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more shows I've watched.
I see Space Patrol.
Space
Luluco
Patrol
there.
Luluco, which should be its own full-length series.
They
I mean,
really should.
but the magic of that show is just how hyper and crazy it is. It honestly, like what I wanted Fluidiku to be, which is what Space Patrol Luluco is. I get that they're different things, separated by like what 14 years or something like that. I get it. It's different expectations, and I was not definitely in the right mindset to experience Fluidiku the way it probably should be. But like I love Space Patrol Luluco so much.
Isn't it great?
It's so adorable. Oh my god! And the last thing I also watch is the first season of my teen romantic snafu comedy. I think that's what it's called. My anime list is it's run by weebs, so they only have the Japanese name. Yahari ore no. Oh, I'm gonna butcher Japanese, so fuck it. But anyway, I watch you. If you've heard of this show, you know what I'm talking about. It's comedic in its own way. It's like a shoujo comedy school. High school drama.
How much you got to?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wow.
It has an antisocial
That is a
character and doesn't like it makes a big deal of his antisocial like leanings, but it's not like it doesn't demonize him, and it's kind of an interesting show. I mean, it definitely is like, oh wow, high school kids are kind of dumb when you think about it. Like, and the show isn't probably self-aware enough to understand that it's cast as a bunch of moody like high school kids who have like kind of like a skewed understanding of the world. But it's kind of fascinating because I'm 25, or I'll be 25 tomorrow, and like just to like see like, because so much of anime is placed in high school, so much of it is geared towards younger audiences than me, and like, I have to kind of approach it from a different mindset. It's kind of interesting to be like a bit more, not wiser, but just more experienced, and to kind of like see a show that's all about the experience of a high school kid from the perspective of a high school kid. Like, I don't know.
I think that's why I've kind of gotten away from slice of life things.
Yeah, a lot of it is
like a lot of it's just like, oh, high school stuff. They're gonna have a beach episode. They're gonna have a school festival episode.
I mean,
they're gonna have the one senpai that everyone loves. That's actually kind of weird, but like, yeah.
As adults, I feel like, and I don't know, kids too. I'm not trying to like talk down anyone who enjoys this stuff, but they just kind of have like, you experience stuff so much, and then you start just to kind of like develop different tastes and different expectations for things. Like I'll watch like fucking art films from the Criterion Collection from the 60s. Like Ingmar Bergman, that's my jam. Anyone want to like hit me up and we'll watch some Ingmar Bergman, some depressing ass films about like the failures of artistic people and death and life and stuff. Like I love drama, and I love shows that try to explore boundaries. And I feel like a lot of like, especially this teen romantic comedy snafu thing that I watch, it's definitely kind of like left me feeling like I want more.
Part about that is the snafu thing.
The snafu thing, like it's funny too. It's a funny little show. Like the comedy, I'm really starting to like comedy more and more. Like I recently started watching Boys of High School. Daily Lives of High School Boys.
It's really good.
Which is fucking hilarious.
It's really good.
It's great. Watch it. Don't go into it. Don't even know what it's about and go into it. You'll enjoy it even more.
One of the characters wears Band-Aids over his nipples because he tried shaving them in the shower.
Wait, what?
No.
Watch it.
Watch it and find out for yourself.
They're trying to figure out why he's doing it the whole entire time. So
if you caught that, the whole show is just as weird as that. So
I'm sitting next to her and I just heard giggle.
Yeah, okay. Watch it. It's a great
Translation? Subtitles on that? Like giggles?
No, there's no way of translating it. I don't even remember what I said. He shaves off. He tries to shave off his nipples.
Stop!
He tries to shave off his nipples.
Oh,
That's basically what happens.
Oh,
to shave off his nipples?
That's not what actually happens.
Oh, okay.
But like that's basically what it is.
That's what I heard.
He's wearing Band-Aids on his nipples, and they're trying to figure out why.
Has anyone watched? Again, they just brought it back from like way back in the day. Digimon Tri.
I heard that's.
I haven't watched any of it yet because I'm trying to rewatch all of season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
It's such a big project.
But just to tackle Digimon?
Yeah.
All right, so let me clear something up real quick.
Continuation of those two things, and
so I'm the fresh weeb. I don't know anything. Don't trust anything I say. So anyway, Digimon rip-off show of Pokemon was actually way better than
absolutely
Pokemon.
not.
Is that what the story
I feel
is?
Like Digimon has more adult themes.
More adult
Digimon's
than Pokemon.
way, like, story-wise, way better.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Pokemon's when you're like, if you're starting off like young. I mean, I think Pokemon and Digimon's where I started watching stuff, and then I branched off eventually. But Digimon has now gone older. Like the new season they brought in, it's like in 4 parts.
Yeah.
So it's grown up.
They're older now.
Okay.
They're like out of high school now. They're like in college or on their own careers.
And like history progresses with them. Like you go forward in time, and everything that happens in the past season still affects what's happening in current seasons. It's just it's evolved.
They'll still mention stuff from before.
Does it do the Harry Potter thing where not also the characters grow up, but like the writing gets better? Like that's like my thing with Harry Potter. Themes get darker.
It's more. It's
characters
more for its fan base that watched it then that way.
It grows up with the fan base. Like Pokemon, it feels like a time capsule.
It's on repeat.
It feels like any episode of Pokemon you watch is just like this is pretty much exactly like
for anybody. Like it feels like everything that they've done in the past.
They just repeat it and put new Pokemon and new people in it.
And then that upbeat style.
They're not learning the lessons that they should have been learning like this whole entire time.
That's such a Nintendo-esque thing, and not that Nintendo has any say or any control over the anime, but no. That any Nintendo game you play is always kind of like you can play Mario World on Super Nintendo, or you can play Super Mario 3D World or Mario Odyssey when that comes out, and it's like the same tone, the same kind of vibes, and it's like a time capsule.
Mario 3D World, Princess Peach does not get kidnapped. She's a
okay.
So that
progress
broke the cycle.
Yay. Okay.
But yeah, Digimon the art's different, they're older, the animation, like it's really good. I've only seen maybe the first 2 parts.
Okay.
I really want to finish watching season 1 and season 2 before I tackle it.
Yeah.
Just because I need to relive it a little bit and just be like, all right, I remember.
Back in.
Yeah, because I lived at Sky's house for like a month and a half, and that's all we did. Is we literally sat there on Netflix at like 3 o'clock in the morning watching Digimon, and we were just like, "This is so bad.
Yeah, like,
why did we love this so much?"
I tried watching like the first season. I'm like, man, like just to watch it because Try had came out. I watched them. I was like, I want to go back and watch the original. So I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is kind of hard.
It's like,
but like the story. But I would say the season 2 storyline was really good. I liked how they brought it back to where it wasn't even like the main boss of season 1. Was the main boss of season 2. He came back, Myotismon.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, he came back.
Yeah.
And how he came back was pretty awesome too.
Everything kind of like leads up to a certain point, and it's all related, and you're just like, all right, you're just puzzle pieces at this point, though.
Yeah. The only part I didn't like was that everybody became a Digidest at the end of season 2.
It's like, hey,
you get a Digimon, you get a Digimon.
It's an Oprah Winfrey show, yay, with Digimon.
Yeah. That's the only part I'm like, really? Like, just because they're seeing Digimon, now they're Digidest, it's like, I feel like it should have been kind of more I know originally how they became Digidest, but like, because it was like worldwide and all these people saw it, it's like, okay, now everyone's a Digidest.
Now everyone has them. I think that was their way of setting up for season 3, though.
Yeah.
Where pretty much everyone has a Digimon, and that actually kind of screws everything up. Because season 3, that's what happens. It's like, oh, all of this weird connections between the human world and digital world is actually causing way more problems than it should. And that's actually like what allows like a lot of the evil Digimon to come through. It's weird. Like, I think that was their setup for season 3. Then that whole storyline of like, oh, everyone's gonna have a Digimon now. It's gonna be so commonplace, and it makes sense.
Oh, no, go ahead. You don't have to stop.
That has the intro webs. Did you need to get on the intro webs?
Yes, really quickly. You guys can keep on going.
Oh yeah, no. I don't have anything. I saw Digimon when I was a young kid, and the Digimon spoke, and it spoke English, and I was strangely bothered by this. It's like, why isn't it saying? Why is the yellow Charmander not saying Charmander or something to that effect? And it really bothered me, and I don't know why.
I like the fact that they could actually communicate better.
Yeah.
I like that they could be like, hey, you're being a jerk.
Yeah.
Not just like, Pika. And it's like, what
With
am I supposed to glean
Oh,
from
and
that
you know what?
thing?
The tone.
Really
Yeah.
pisses me off in Pokemon, and
It's
Star
just
Wars
like
does
talking to,
this
like
too.
an upset girlfriend, though.
Well, no, it's like you just hear Pika, and then someone's like, "Okay, I got a full sentence out of that.
Yeah.
Let's go."
It's
I'm
like,
like,
do you want a double venti
I understand you.
espresso
put
frappuccino?
subtitles on it,
I get
please.
it.
Like when Chewbacca growls in Star Wars, like, and they have like a full conversation, and I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like, maybe subtitles would be appropriate, maybe not.
I don't know.
Depends. Star Wars
Pokemon
Christmas
subtitles.
special though would have been better with subtitles.
With subtitles.
It's like 5 minutes of Wookiees growling at each other in that show. Like, it's terrible.
Wookiees making lightsaber voices. Is
Yeah.
that what that was?
Yes.
For the two of you who don't know what that
Lightsabers.
is, like Google it now and have your life be changed for the better.
Don't do it.
All right.
Save yourself. Don't do it.
My Hero Academia.
Okay,
Um,
we're on
I-
that now.
Yes. All I gotta say is fuck you, but I love you guys too. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the show. It's awesome. The reason
I'm
I
so
say
glad.
fuck you guys, I did not expect to get hit with so many feels in the first
Right.
3 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So everything about the first 3 episodes, I was crying like a baby. I'm just like, no, he just wants to follow his dreams. Let him follow his dreams.
He
And
just
then
wants a quirk.
Bakugo is an asshole the whole
Yeah.
entire time, and he doesn't change. He's still the same.
Still the same.
He's still a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling anything. He's still a jerk.
Yeah.
He's still this pretentious little, I'm gonna be better than everyone else, and I hate you because
Every
Are-
shonen
you're
character
trying to be
ever.
better
Yeah.
than you're trying to be better than what I
Every
think you
rival.
actually are. He's just convinced that he's better than everyone. They actually go into it like backstory wise. It starts when he's like 4.
Oh,
Oh.
He's seriously convinced he's better than everyone. It's
Holy shit.
terrible.
Well, he gives us a little glimpse in the classroom. He's like, "Oh, you think you're gonna get into school? I'm better than you."
Yeah.
And like, don't get in my way, motherfucker.
This starts when they are 4. This starts in like
Yeah.
preschool. When in Japan in preschool, you're learning manners. You're not learning anything else. You are learning how to be a decent human being. He failed.
Damn.
He's terrible. He is a terrible boy, and I love him so much.
Like
But-
every rival in every anime.
He's so
Yeah,
That's what I
bad.
feel like.
He's such a bad child. And Deku is just so pure, and he just wants to be this great hero. He just wants to be All Might. I love the sitting in front of the computer chair.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was like I have that as a gift, and I use it all the time. I'm just like, yes, that is me.
But it was so heartbreaking though. When,
Oh, we
I
got
know.
told. It's like, yeah, because your toe's like this. Like, really? That's what kind of defines your toe, kind of?
It's just a genetic thing.
It's
It's
like,
so
you're just
weird.
normal.
You're
he's
just a normal
crying
boy.
at
That
the
hurt.
fucking desk, and he's just like, "Hey, Mom, I could be a hero too, right?"
I was like, oh,
"Oh
God.
God, oh
Uh-oh.
God, encourage him, please, for the love of God, encourage him."
Please don't tell your child he can't do it. And what does she do?
I'm so
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, she can. She has powers, and the father has powers. From what they stated.
But like if you remember what the doctor was explaining, they're 4th generation and their quirks aren't anything special.
Right, they're just like
Yeah.
minor.
They're because she
abilities.
can float things, and his dad can apparently breathe fire. Although in the manga, there's a chapter where they talk about his dad, and he's not that. He's weird.
Oh yeah.
They talk about him, and he's weird. He's like they have like the different sects of like doing like different things that involve like hero work, but like there's the support groups that provide like weaponry and special gear for the heroes to use and stuff like that. And he works for one of those companies, but he's using it as like a moonlighting sort of thing so that he can get special gear to become a hero himself, even though
Okay.
he is physically weak. He's like terribly anemic and has like all of these like really bad health issues that he should not be a hero at all. It would be detrimental to his health, but he wants it so bad.
Damn.
And like, so he uses the company as a front to try to do that, but he doesn't use his quirk ever.
The fire breathing.
Yeah, like you never, I think it takes too much out of him,
Mhm.
but like,
Okay.
Like All
he
Might.
doesn't, yeah, like I don't think that they didn't show it when they were talking about him.
But there's a reason why All Might.
Yeah, they talk about that.
Because
I've
that
seen-
never used to happen with him before. It used to be, it was, I know who he fought, so I'm not going to talk about it,
Well,
but
they
the
talk
guy
about it
he
in the second episode. They talk about who he fought.
Yeah,
they talk vaguely about who
Yeah,
he fought.
vaguely.
You actually meet him in season 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
like the very last episodes, you meet who he fought.
Oh, okay.
He's a dick. His name's Stain.
Stain?
Stain. Like, how fitting is that for the worst person in humanity?
Sounds
I mean,
pretty
usually
bad.
villains are always
Yeah.
based off of something like pain.
Yeah.
If you've seen Trigun, Knives.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're always based on. Trigun was good. I remember that.
Awesome.
Haven't seen that one yet.
Watch it.
It's funny. It's funny, but it's
like a
Yeah,
neo
okay,
sci-fi
in the-
western.
It's like
It's
it's a
great.
90s era like action.
It's good.
Fun
In the
things.
Cowboys. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like Western.
I
but
feel like I should watch a
Sci-fi.
bunch of 90s anime.
You should.
Because I still haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, and I'm
Please
like,
watch
I have
Cowboy
the complete
Bebop.
series. I can let you borrow.
all right, I
It's
might
fucking
do that
awesome.
because like, and I try to do this thing right when it comes to like shows like
Star.
My Hero Academia, when it comes to
Good.
things like, you know, Madoka Magica and like shows I haven't seen yet, like I feel like to really appreciate that, I need to like watch other shows from that era to get a sense of like, okay,
This is where we were at.
this is where they were at, and these are why these shows were breakthroughs at the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
And like I've seen the first episode of Cowboy Bebop. Like
Okay.
I've seen that twice, and every time I saw that, I was like with the intention of starting it, and then I didn't. But like that first episode is amazing. It's still amazing by contemporary standards. There's so much like really cool stuff going on, and there's like this wonderful style to it that
It's good.
it draws so heavily upon like the visual language of anime and film, which a lot of anime don't. Like a lot, and then it's just the nature of having an industry where so much stuff gets made. A lot of those like genuine moments of like artistry and knowing how to manipulate the medium to best represent or create your message. Like, where was I going with that? Yeah.
I don't know.
no. Cowboy Bebop and the creative team behind that really understood those things, and they really took advantage of it. And
Yeah.
you can just tell by looking at that show just how adept they are to the craft, and
Yeah.
like a lot of modern anime too. Like Konosuba stood out as being a show that like both looked really dry at times, and other moments it looked absolutely incredible and wonderful. And like the few clips I've just seen, random clips of My Hero Academia, look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
One
It's
Punch
good.
Man
It's
looks
good.
really sweet. Like Mob Psycho, awesome.
It's all visually just so
Appealing.
pleasing. It's
Yeah.
so good. Like I was watching My Hero Academia in English because I was just like, oh, I can do other things while I listen to it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. Oh, this is happening now. I'm not doing anything what I was supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
I tried to like cook while I was doing
That's
this.
it. And,
Yeah.
and dub.
I watched it in subtitles.
Yeah, I watched the subtitles. So
Watch the English version. It's really
how
well
many episodes
done.
is already? Like the whole first season's
All
dubbed?
first 2 seasons.
Are already dubbed?
They're already done.
Nice,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm going
Is that
all available.
Funimation? Who did the dub?
Funimation, yeah.
How do you guys feel about Funimation dubs?
I like them.
I like them. They have very
They've gotten a
talented
lot better.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
They've gotten a lot better over the years as well.
Like when I recently watched Ping Pong, the animation, which is amazing, watch it.
Sorry.
Like I was told specifically to avoid every stream available except for the Funimation sub, because their subs are apparently incredible. And like I actually watched an episode of Ping Pong with Crunchyroll subs and
Their translation team is really good.
Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Funimation.
Okay, yeah, Crunchyroll. I'm honestly kind of like
They're hit or miss.
Yeah, hit
it
or
depends.
miss.
It depends on who's working on it, I think, because I think they have different people working on different
right.
things.
Well, yeah, you got to have
Yeah.
a team of people who do that stuff, and like even like the Netflix sub of Little Witch Academia, kind of like once I started reading into the issues with that show, that kind of made me feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool to hear that it's gotten a good dub treatment. Like,
it's gotten really good.
every time I
Like-
hear that there's a good dub treatment, like it makes me happy.
Like
Because,
the voice actor for Bakugo legitimately sounds like he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like the whole entire time.
Damn.
Like I forget who voices him. I looked it up because I was genuinely curious because I looked up Deku because he sounded like Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he's at AX. I should see if he's him so I could go say it and be like, I love Deku, he's precious, but he's not. It's not him. It sounds exactly like him. But then Johnny Young Bosch also just sounds like Johnny Young Bosch. So he's great. He's great in everything he does. He just, like Todd Habercorn, he sounds like himself.
Yeah.
You know it's him the instant the character opens their
Jocko.
mouths.
Jocko.
Oh, he's the Witch Jocko?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the instant they open their mouths, it's like, oh, okay, I know who you are. I know what you're gonna be able to do, and I know what type of
Travis
character.
Willingham.
Yeah.
That's somebody I can pick up.
Travis Willingham is so great though.
Yes, he is.
He's so... Okay, here's the thing though. They took so it's something that they did in Fire Emblem, the most recent one, Echoes. They took a character that he voiced in the Heroes game, on the mobile.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they took Patrick Seitz and they had him voice him in the actual video game. I'm like, how did this happen? Yeah, they're the same kind of voice, like vocal range, and you don't pick up on it at first. But I think like they're voice twins, and I think it's great. Him and Patrick Seitz they should just like get voice married. I don't know if that's possible.
Wasn't the entirety of that game voice acted?
Everything is voice acted.
That's kind of
I actually
insane.
have it with me if you want to see that.
I'm gonna want to look at that.
The mobile game, I
have it on
Heroes.
don't have it, but I
Okay.
have Echoes.
Okay.
Echo is completely voice acted.
That's kind of
Every
crazy.
single thing, like even like like the little like. You know how in Awakening, like only certain parts of what they were saying.
Yeah,
were
like
voice acted?
mostly cutscene moments in
Yeah.
parts of the game
It's
where
everything.
it was scripted. But yeah,
It's everything.
Well, I will say
Nice.
this: from what I
There are like one or
understand,
two people that aren't voice acted, and they're just like random little towny people that you can talk to.
it does
Oh,
seem
okay.
like
Even like the
Echoes.
random little towny people you are sometimes voiced. It's random.
It does seem like Echoes is a bit more constrained because I know that the marriage system's gone. I know that
It
there's
is.
a more limited pool of characters in your party, so
It
there's like
is.
less people, which would be like,
It's
okay, so they
story driven.
I could see how that pitch to Nintendo went. Like, we can make this game fully voiced. We have half the cast of the last game we made, and there's no marriage and there's no kids.
Story driven. It's 100% story driven.
Yeah, I heard the story is really great, and
It's
like
so good.
I played Birthright, which word on the street is that's like apparently one of the worst incarnations of the new Fire Emblem series after Awakening kind of redirected the
weaker
course.
in comparison.
Weaker. I really liked it. I
It's
had
good.
feels. I'm shallow and trash, whatever.
No,
but
it's really good. I love all of Fire Emblem stuff.
it's very
like, my
simple.
thing.
I felt like I was watching because I had ninjas and evil people
Yeah.
and drama, and it's like, hey, it's if Naruto was actually good. That's when I feel like I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
Naruto isn't terrible. It's just
fine.
the English that's terrible.
I can get behind
If
that.
you
I
read the
can
manga,
accept
it's
this.
not that bad.
Oh, if you read the manga, it's
yeah,
not that bad.
it's
Okay.
not that bad. It's
Okay.
watching the English dub makes you want to kill yourself.
My only context for Naruto is
Believe it. Just
I guess I'm like one of the
But-
single ones out because I love Naruto other than the fillers.
Good
love
for
the
you.
storyline.
Good for you. Love
I
it.
mean,
liked it.
Embrace it.
I completely
Come on.
like it was one of those things like I was watching in like middle school and I was just like, yeah,
Sounds
this is
about right,
great.
actually.
It seems like a lot of people's first anime.
It wasn't one of my first.
It
but
wasn't my first, but it was definitely one of the ones that made me realize it was anime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
and
that make sense?
It was anime that would consume your life and
Like
everything.
that was the
different.
thing that made me realize that it was
That was anime,
that's anime.
not Digimon, not Pokemon. This was anime.
Yeah, like
Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's definitely that difference.
but that's when I realized that okay, that's what this is called.
Yeah, this is anime.
Because I knew the shows, I knew the
Yeah.
genre, because like Toonami was a thing, but I didn't realize that that's what it was.
Been
Like,
ahead of the curve because my first introduction to Pokemon was like, oh yeah, it's totally Japanese. Like, and I always kind of was
I
able to like
understood
pick
that,
stuff
Mhm.
apart. Like,
but like I didn't realize that it
Yeah.
was like it had its own thing.
I think a lot of people, like when they were young, didn't really know how to differentiate between the two, or thought that
Yeah.
Pokemon was just
Yeah.
another cartoon. And it's
I
just
mean,
like,
that's
hey,
how I thought
Well,
about
It's on
it.
Cartoon
there's so
Network,
many
it's
things
another
that
thing.
came out after that it started coming out that just tried to reference like the anime feel,
Yeah,
like Avatar: The Last Airbender. They wanted to mimic that
Teen
feel.
Titans to an extent.
Teen Titans
yeah.
to an
Yeah.
extent. Yeah, they tried
Love
to
that
mimic
show.
that.
I would say
So,
Avatar is anime though. I will go
American
with
anime?
that. American.
Is it
I would. All right.
That's
so,
what I would call it.
so since I would definitely say that like
I love that
anime
show too,
is a
like-
big umbrella
It's
term,
good.
and there's lots of offshoots. Like I think we talked about the dubstep comparison, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Very much
You got
so.
the Skrillex dubstep, but then you got the old school guys, then you got the weird kids doing stuff on that random part of
Scream
YouTube.
calls American dubstep bro step.
Bro stuff, you know, like
It's all under dubstep, but there's different branches.
Yeah, there's just different branches. I think if you were to say Avatar is completely indistinguishable from like something straight out of Japan, I would say, well, there are stylistic differences that you can point to, both in like its writing and its story and even its animation that like differentiate it from that. But I think to say that it doesn't belong under this umbrella at all just because it doesn't meet some arbitrary like bullet points of it being produced in Japan or having Japanese whatever fuck. Like Mother's Basement, Avatar's anime, Fuck You Fight Me, that video is great. It's 20 minutes breaking down kind of the misconceptions of like that binary thinking of this is or isn't anime, and kind of like introducing like a broader way to look at it. Like he basically posits that anime is an aesthetic. It is a style. It is not necessarily it's not a genre for one, because within anime there are so many different things. We're talking about like My Hero Academia and stuff. I watched a horror anime called Blood Sea. I watched a dramatic sports show called Ping Pong the Animation. I watched a show about a kid be sad because he's hung up on his girlfriend called 5 centimeters per second. Totally indistinguishable from each other, and except for the fact that they use like animation and have Japanese voice actors and maybe use visual tropes that are, you know, specific to that part of the world and that industry. So like, yeah.
Well, the key difference was a long, long time ago that isn't applicable anymore.
Okay.
It's the reason it was called that was because it was using a different animation style.
Definitely.
And it was a thing that they don't really, I think they still employ it, but it's not something that's necessarily all on its own. It goes back to when they used to do like the cell, like the hand drawing, because they would do 3 frames at a time.
Yeah. The limited animation style to save money. Yeah.
It goes back way back past further than that even, and that's just what they called it.
Oh shit! I forgot to mention I watched the anime Castlevania.
Oh,
I'm gonna fucking say it's anime because, like you were saying, limited animation is a stylistic choice. That show totally employs limited animation.
I mean, that's just what they called it then, though. It doesn't apply any longer because there are so many different studios. There are so many different methods of animating now.
Yeah,
like,
there's
with the show Agent,
it's all 3D, and it uses limited animation to kind of
very few people actually use the drawn by hand method anymore.
Yeah, like cell production, like
I think
actually drawing on a celluloid piece of paper.
Is Hayao Miyazaki's stuff.
Yeah,
he's the only one that still does the hand drawn.
It's kind of like a J.J. Abrams thing, where it's like you have him and who did Dunkirk?
Chris Nolan?
No, Christopher Nolan. Like they're the only ones using like celluloid film, and Tarantino and everyone else has moved on.
Well,
in 50 years there will be a rebound. I
don't know if that's so true, because when Chris Nolan was working on The Dark Knight Rises,
right,
there were only like 3 or 4 IMAX cameras around the world. And he got in trouble because he, when he was doing some of the motion capture scenes, he would beat the shit out of the camera just to get that extra rumble. So, and with Dunkirk, I think he's still using the old school, just
celluloid film,
film cameras too, compatible with the IMAX.
Right. I wish more people would be more willing to just kind of like look at the different mediums available, and just be like, let's do something different.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
So back to episode what?
20-minute tangent.
20-minute tangent about random stuff.
We need like a little button for you.
Yeah, we need like a timer for topics, and it's like you have to switch now.
My biggest question for you.
Yes.
All Might, is he American?
No, he's not American.
Okay, then my question is, why does he use American phrases? I know that another animes he use American phrases.
Does he? Does he just draw on American archetypes?
He has a he's basically Captain America.
Oh.
Okay. So he's Japan's hero. He's the world's hero. Never mind. He is the world's hero. He is the symbol of peace throughout the whole entire land. He's the one sole factor that keeps all crime at such a low rate that it actually is. Like, his existence is the only reason some villains, only the baddest of the bad villains are actually in existence.
Gotcha.
And that's like, they're clearly psychotic.
Okay.
Like,
so
you have to be crazy in order to
sounds
actually
like
be a villain.
American comic books, because I
Yeah.
mean, only villains exist because of their counterpart heroes.
Exactly. So that's the whole thing with Stain. He
Gotta have a villain, or else
He's-
what the hell are we
he's
gonna
like-
write about?
he's like the ultimate villain in this world. He is where All Might is the ultimate hero. He is the ultimate villain.
Okay.
So
Is
All Might is not American, but he does use
Detroit Punch!
Yeah. Detroit
He
Punch,
must have been to Detroit and
Texas
Texas.
Smash. Everything
Like
is
the
based
names.
off of a state. So it's really good.
I see the Arizona Punch.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I think that'd be like a
He
kick.
It's like a
just-
fire. It's gonna be fire or something.
He just pulls
Arizona
out a
Fire.
cactus and beats someone with it. Stay down.
Uses some sort of power to melt
Speaking of
people
that,
yeah.
physically with heat.
Yeah.
Because God.
So
The
do
power of the sun.
in the first 3 episodes, they mentioned that one baby was born that started glowing, which caused all these quirks,
Yeah.
and only 80% of the world can get these quirks.
Yeah.
Do we know who this baby is?
If you notice in the very first episode, there is a child in the background in the classroom that is just randomly glowing.
I didn't see it, so I
No?
have to go back.
I
Okay.
have to go
In the very first episode, when they first show, like the teachers all like, "Hey, we got to talk about what you guys want to do for your high school thing," and da 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 da. But I know you all want to go to like the Hero
Hero
Academy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, everyone's like,
Using
yeah.
their quirks and stuff.
There's a
Yeah.
kid in the background,
Do they?
and he's just glowing.
Is that person become part of the storyline, or they're just
No.
kind of just?
He's
okay.
just there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
He's
That's a
just
nice
there.
touch.
He is not that exact baby because there's, like they said before, with
Fourth
there's 4
generation.
generations. It's assumed that he is related to that first child because
Okay.
some quirks are passed down. They talk about that later on with a character named Todoroki,
Mhm.
where some quirks are genetic. And there are actually some marriages based off of
For
combining
quirks.
powerful quirks with other quirks, kind of like arranged marriages, but with powers.
From some of the stuff I've seen, like ahead, like I've
Yeah.
seen one of the characters that's uses fire. He looks like from Avatar, the Firebender.
Zuko?
Kind of looks like Zuko.
He, I think that's probably Todoroki you're talking about.
Okay then.
Red and white hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he fights,
he
what's
does
his name?
not.
Deku, whatever.
He does not like to use his fire.
Yeah,
He
I've
mostly
noticed that
uses ice.
because he doesn't like using because his dad is the fire one,
Yeah.
which you will meet later. and-
Yeah.
And when they're in this, like the
Wait, spoilery.
yeah,
Well, who
sorry.
cares?
I mean, because what got me
La, la,
really
La, la,
interested,
la, la.
what really got me interested was like a few episodes back is when Deku fights him in like the tuning exam type of fight.
Yeah.
It's Naruto.
Yeah, and it was like I'm like, I have to watch this fight. Everyone's talking about it, so I went and looked. It was like animation was unbelievable. Like
It's
it was very
really
quick
good.
though. It was a very like one episode done, but
Oh yeah.
I wish it went a little bit longer. But
It was a
awesome.
lot. It was a lot leading up to it though.
Okay.
There's a lot of previous episode tension
Mhm.
that you do not see from that one fight. And it is because of it's why the fight had
It's
to
so
be
good.
It's why
Okay.
the fight's good. It's why the fight is like so important and pivotal to both of their characters because Deku just wants everyone to be happy.
hmm
That's his thing. He wants the best for everybody and he's willing to sacrifice himself to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
If you notice from that fight since you
Mhm.
watched it, he just gets his ass kicked.
In the end, he puts up
Basically.
pretty much of a fight. Now,
He just basically lets himself get his ass kicked.
yeah, he just gets pretty beaten, but he puts up a pretty good fight until the other guy uses his fire, and then he's like, "All right, I'm finishing
Yeah.
this off."
That's what he wanted.
Yeah,
It's really one of
he said that he's like, "I want you to use everything," and he did it. He just blows him back.
I want you to come out with everything you got, and that's what he does, and
Mhm.
it's great. It's such a turning point for him, and they explain a lot of why that's important
Okay,
later on, like in the previous
and
episodes.
that's season 2.
And that's
That happens
season
in
2.
season 2.
That is the it's their tournament.
Yeah.
Within their school, and it actually helps them get scouts, like
Okay.
scouting out for all of the
Different
hero companies.
hero
Yeah,
companies.
it's what helps people see. It showcases their abilities. It helps, their internships with future heroes, like them become future heroes, and also like different companies that are within the hero world.
Mhm.
So like everyone in the school is allowed to participate. Everyone in the school is allowed. And it doesn't matter if you're in the hero class or if you're not in the hero class, you are allowed to take place in this tournament to showcase your quirks and your skills and your abilities the best way that you know how. There are people from like the business class that are like, we could profit off of this kid's assets and blah 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 blah. And, like they're just standing off to the side watching everything they lost like within like the first preliminary round. But like they're there because that's their thing, and they're just like, yeah, this kid would be really good with this and this and this, and they're like, yeah, this is great. We could really and it's just like, this is really profitable for us. So, like the business kids doing their business thing. And then there's another girl who like builds all of these like tools and stuff that the heroes use and stuff like that to either enhance their quirks or give them powers that they wouldn't otherwise have, like flight and like jetpacks and stuff like that, like with the boots and or like enhanced sight with like goggles and stuff like that. Things that would either enhance or give them additional abilities to those things. Like the kid that shoots the beam out of his belly button, he has that like belt that enhances it.
I haven't seen him yet.
Goddamn. I forget. First 3 episodes.
That happens like, or that sounds like Cyclops' brother from X-Men.
Yeah.
Have it?
It does. I don't remember.
I think it might be Have it.
You're gonna hate him. You're gonna hate him, and you're gonna hate one other character because he's this little tiny thing. And he, like, all he does is, like, take balls off of his head, and it's super sticky. And he's this massive pervert, but, like, in the worst way. Like, he looks like he's, like, 5. Like, he's drawn like he's, like, 5. But he's, like, constantly just, like, oh, these girls, and blah, blah, blah. And you're just, like,
Roshi?
Like that, but grosser.
Grosser.
Yeah, like, somehow it's way gross.
Kazuma?
Yeah! Yeah, like, and you're just like, please stop! Please leave everyone alone. Like, he tricks a bunch of the girls in the class to wear cheerleader uniforms, convincing them, like, because, oh, you guys didn't get the memo, you guys gotta wear these cheerleader uniforms, and they're, like, super fucking skippy. And, like, everyone is just like, you little fucker. You shithead, I swear. And he's just useless.
No. Okay.
He's just gross.
When do we expect to find out when Deku gets his power, his quirk? Is it soon?
I mean, it has to be coming up.
Yeah.
It's the very next episode.
Okay.
It's really good. It's where he
they're in the makeshift city for their
exam.
I was assuming it's gonna be coming soon, but
literally the very next episode is when he's able to actually do things.
Okay.
And he just destroys himself.
Because I in that tournament you see his power, and I'm like, because in episode 2, All Might gives him his hair. He's like, here, you gotta eat it so you can get some of my power. So I'm like, is this like a thing where this is his weakest power so far, and he'll develop more as he goes? Since like All Might has like the strong punches, Deku, spoiler, flicks power, but like it breaks his finger, I guess. And the process of doing
he hasn't learned how to control it, so it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's basically, I'm going to use this 100%. And
it's going to blow my
And I'm going to literally destroy myself. Or I'm going to use none of it, and I'm just going to be a normal person.
Which was basically, one of All Might's warnings. It's like, if you're not prepared for this, like, it will destroy your whole body.
Like, because that's all he did. He was like, this is us preparing you for this power. You still have to make it your own.
Yeah. Like in episode 2, he has to move all the trash on the beach to get more muscle.
That episode.
That was good. That was like a whole Rocky kind of training for the big thing.
Screaming on top of the garbage. It was great.
Like, he was ripped.
Yeah.
It was like, good
great.
Lord.
Like, this is like, what, I think he said like 10 months or something like that.
Yeah, he had 10 months to train.
10 months of training, and he just like goes with it, and he tries to do more, and he like hurts himself because he's trying to do more.
All Might sees that, and he's like, oh man, he's really pushing himself. Like
he realizes he has to do like 10 times better than anybody else, because he does not, this isn't his. This isn't his power. And he realizes that, and it's a constant thing with him throughout the whole entire show, is he realizes, I'm so lucky to be where I am right now. I am not going to take any of this for granted. I'm going to literally do the best that I can.
Yeah.
And it's a constant thing with him. And it's really good.
To go back to the here, eat my hair, I expected it was going to be something like Dragon Ball Z, where Guru just like
touches his head and unlocks his potential. Nah, it's like, eat this hair. Like, whoa, okay.
You have to adjust my DNA. And I'm like, there are easier ways of doing this.
Yeah.
Not eating hair.
Even though, he gave him a strand of hair, but like, here, consume me. So, your DNA is flowing, in your body, or my DNA is flowing in your body. Does All Might still have his powers?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And he
still has his powers.
And he has the power to transfer his powers to other people.
Yes.
So he's like, hey, so when he's, and again, I'm probably going too far ahead. If he's transferring his power, would that mean he's able to share it with people and he still keeps it, or it's kind of like, I understand he gave him the hair, but like, is at some point he's like, hey, you gotta take all my power because and that's the only way he's gonna be able to. Okay.
At least not from where I've seen it so far. They're still working on a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
He, as you know, All Might is losing his ability to actually
stay in that
use
form.
his power.
Yeah.
Due to his missing stomach and most of his lungs being missing. He literally he does something later on where his time frame is shortened even more so than the 3 hours.
Shit.
So
we have
it's
a Jiraiya moment.
He's literally he gets even worse from that point on.
Right.
And so Deku gets stronger, but it's on his own power. Whereas it's not that he's taking the power away from All Might. It's just that All Might's doing things that are dumb.
Accelerating his
his ability to actually withstand. Yeah. It's just he's being stupid. Which makes sense. He's supposed to be stupid. He's supposed to be that I've got to be the big major hero. I've got to take
smile on my face at all times.
Yeah, smile in the face of fear. I'm terrified, but hey, look at me. Look at me go. But yeah, and so it's not so much it's why it's called One for All.
Yeah.
Because later on during the tournament, they actually talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
It's a passed down thing. But it's not like the other person loses it. It's just
You can just share it.
But it becomes stronger the more people you add to it.
Right, because you say that since he's gotten it from so many people, he's become stronger.
There are like 6 people, I think, before All Might that had this power.
Okay.
And Deku would be the 7th, I think, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I hate to do this, but we got 7 minutes left, so we got to start wrapping up. Our hour went by.
Like that.
Super quick.
Crap. All right.
Yeah, so if you guys want to add anything, now would be the perfect time.
Brute Force it. I watched Little Witch Academia first 13 episodes. Watch it if you can. It was hard to watch because they fumbled the distribution rights. It happens. It's a good show.
I don't know. Maybe we have to add this to our Dragon Ball show because it's so fucking good. I want to keep on watching it and keep on talking about it too.
There's a lot of stuff that I like.
I do want to hit on the points that you have written down though, because
let's see.
We'll do a rapid fire.
Are you sure an hour is enough for this show?
Well,
a lot of it we were talking about just anime in general.
Yeah.
So we'll help them narrow it down.
We didn't think we were gonna go that long, but
it's been
an
a while
hour. Yeah, and besides an hour, that's like the perfect podcast time because if you were to go anything over, people lose interest, people stop listening, or in this case, people would stop watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just have like the summaries of just each episode. Like episode 1, I had quite a bit just because of the information about the heroes and like getting quirks.
Yeah.
That we kind of just mentioned already. All Might, and then in the dub, his name was Izuku.
Izuku. It's his actual name.
His actual name, but he's
call him Deku.
Deku is what they call him.
Bakugo is actually the one that gives him that
Right,
name.
Deku.
Because he says, oh, hey, look, if you look at the last part of his name, it could also be read as Deku. And that has to do with, and Deku means bug.
Bug, okay.
And
Deku Link.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
And that's like,
oh, yeah.
It's like,
holy shit, there's a 4th season of Yomushi Pebble?
gosh darn it!
Oh my god, my yaoi fanfiction can expand now.
Stop reading
so
my
happy.
things!
This is interesting, actually. Can I just read this while you guys...
I'll just do a really quick summary.
Alright.
Episode 1, you find out about heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a slime monster.
It's
All
slime
Might beats the
monster.
slime monster. Deku finally meets All Might. All Might tells him you have to have a quirk pretty much to have powers. And then Deku's crushed. Episode 2, Deku gets on All Might while he flies off. And All Might loses the slime monster. And then...
attacks Bakugo.
And then, the slime monster gets Bakugo. And then...
They got very hentai-ish.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
I might incorporate that in my Yomushi Pebble
Deku
stuff.
finds him, sees that he's in trouble. All Might sees him, but he can't transform because he's already used up his 3 hours.
Yep.
Because that's his time because of his injury. Then all of a sudden, Deku's like, hey, I'm going to go save him. He goes, even though he doesn't really do anything. And then All Might sees that, it triggers him, he transforms and then destroys the slime monster.
Yep.
At the same time, none of the heroes can do anything because their quirks can't affect the slime monster, which is combined with Deku's fire explosions power quirk.
Bakugo.
Yeah, sorry, Bakugo's explosion quirk.
He's actually making it worse.
Okay.
Because he's trying to fight against the slime monster by exploding everything.
But he's
actually making it worse because if you notice there was the fireman hero that was there trying to contain the fires. He's actually making it more of a worse situation for himself by exploding.
Right, because he's making fire and stuff.
And the slime monster's extinguishing it.
Yeah.
The way his power works is just amazing, by the way. They go into Bakugo's actual power ability, like what he actually uses to make it work. It's really cool.
Okay. And then, so at the end of the episode, Deku is walking away. All Might finds him, and he transforms. And he's like, "Hey, you know what? Seeing you today really inspired me. You can be a hero." Says all the good stuff that brings back the feels. Like, he's gonna be able to be a hero, and he's like, "You're gonna be my protege. I'll take you under my wing and train you." And then all of episode 3 is just the training, all the hard work that he puts in, and then they start with the tournament. They have to fight these robots, and there's a 4th robot that no one can beat. It's made to not be beaten, and it's also worth nothing. It's worth no points, and then they get ready to go in, and then that's it. Episode 3.
Yep. Episode 4, really good.
We're gonna jump in. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, please keep watching.
I will.
Keep watching. Tell me what you think while you watch.
All right, I'll probably jump onto the English dub.
Same here. It's really good. It's really well done.
Not to get Hulu again, but whatever.
That site might have it. I never saw that it was dubbed because I watched it on that one site I was telling you about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'll have to look and see what's dubbed.
I do have a discussion point, but it's gonna drag on too goddamn long, so I'll have to save it for next time. But so yeah, we only got like 2 minutes, so if we want to start wrapping up.
Konosuba is the same thing as it was the first season.
We didn't watch it.
I know, we didn't even talk about it.
I'll read through this really fast, or you can read it. All right, go for it.
All right, so Cardcaptor Sakura has a new season. Yamashi Pedal has a 4th season coming out. Lupin the Third has a 5th series announced. They are going to be in France. Cheese Sweet Adventure gets a 2nd season. Season 3 of Food Wars was announced. Ruby Volume 5.
Yes.
Here's my part that I'm really excited about. JoJo's live action Rufy premiere was on the 26th, and everything was really exciting. Stardust Crusaders will be on Toonami today, and I'm really excited for that because that's great. And also, the Rohan OVA had a preview yesterday, and there was a lot of weird shit that happened there. There was like a centipede in a box, and there was blood coming out of the box. It was weird. I don't know what's going on. It says novelization. There's a new Sayuki anime that were previewed at AX. So this is kind of old because it's already on Crunchyroll, but it's good. Go watch it. Attack on Titan has season 3 listed for spring of next year. The new Token Rambu season is airing right now. We got to see a preview of it at AX. It's really good. You thought Hanamaru was really cute and just like all happy and go lucky. This is terrible. You're gonna watch your boys die. And then Sailor Moon Crystal is releasing instead of the seasons, like the episodical seasons. They're releasing a 2-part theatrical release.
An anthology of
like they're doing movies for the next bit.
Okay. Might as well.
So they're doing a theatrical film series.
Crystal was not good, so.
Yeah, they're only going to do that for it, which I think would be probably better for it. As far as new releases, Ancient Magus Bride.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah.
First 3 episodes are available right now.
Yeah, I was just about to look that up, actually.
The Bleach live action teaser was released at AX. It's coming out. The movie's coming out for 2018, the summer.
Live action movie of Bleach?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're gonna go through the very first.
I could see that being a possibility doing live action. That looks like it's very possible.
The preview of it was really good. Okay. Actually. Speaking of live action things, live action Tokyo Ghoul movie was released on the 24th and premiered at Anime Expo.
Oh, wow.
They did a really good job.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
They did a really good job. Kaneki, you know how he's portrayed as this really awkward kid? They do a really good job at making him even more awkward.
Those can be so
They
hit and miss
touch
live
on-
action adaptations.
They touch on the whole, he's this awkward kid that's kind of like outcasted because he's an awkward kid, and they take it and they make it even more, oh, he's actually really awkward. Like, they make it cute and kind of kishy in the anime. It's like, oh, he's kind of cute, but like, he's this awkward little babu. But then like in the movie, he's just like, no, I'm weird and no one likes me except for this one person, and I don't know why he likes me. And it's Hide, and it's just like, Hide's his best friend, and he's cute. The actor they got for Hide is so adorable. But the actor for Kaneki was there, and he came out in like all full Kaneki gear in his costume from like the live action. It was really cool, and he did like he answered questions to the best of his ability, and it was cute. Toonami reveals FLCL 2 and 3. We kind of already talked about that because you don't know how to shut your mouth.
Quick question. Kari Walgroom, is she returning?
I don't know.
Fuck, okay.
They haven't announced casting. They just announced that they're doing it.
Okay.
And I tweeted her. She liked my reply, and she's like, "You would just have to wait and see."
Oh,
yeah, that's
sounds
all
like
she said.
sounds like maybe.
Like a yes, but not. I
Yeah.
can't say shit.
Not confirmed, but it's strong yes.
What is that? I don't know what that is. I guess No Game No Life is getting an English subtitle anime
I'm the only
movie.
one that hates that show.
I just put it on here because they announced it.
I hate that show.
I didn't actually watch it. I
hate
just
it
saw
so
it.
much. It's decent to watch, but I just hate it.
Kodansha previewed Welcome to the Ballroom, which is the ballroom dancing anime. It looks really good. They talked about it during the Cardcaptor Sakura panel because Kodansha releases that as well. It looks really well done, actually. It looks really pretty. And then this is my favorite thing that they announced. It's a thing called Love Rice. It's a TV anime slated for 2017 in October. And it's based on personified rice brands. Also, Trigger announced 3 new series coming out. I forget the names. I have them written down.
Trigger will save anime. That's what the kids tell me.
Darling and the Frank XX, Gridman, and Promare. I don't know what these are. They showed things about them. I was at the panel. I don't remember anything about them.
Oh, there was an Inferno Cop episode with Donald Trump. Oh yeah, you guys haven't watched Inferno Cop yet, so you won't get how important that is.
I want to see this now because of that. Because that must be hilarious.
Oh yeah, no. What Trigger's doing lately is
everything that
incredible.
happened at Anime Expo. Not everything, but what I remember.
And we'll try to get more in detail with that next episode.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if we need to.
I'll probably have more news by then.
Yeah, I'll hop into new stuff anyway. Oh yeah, and Eva 4th movie just got announced.
Yes. That just got
That's all you need to know.
Yesterday.
You're going to wait like years before you get to see it anyway. So
And really quickly, before we start closing out and give out our handles, I'm just going to drop a few plugs. We got Game On Expo, August 10th through the 13th.
We're gonna go burn down games.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna.
Sorry, 11th through the 13th.
Did I request the wrong days off?
No, she's right. 11th through the 13th. They will be there. And a couple of other members. So they'll be doing live coverage, interviews, and pictures, and
I'll be following this one around.
Yeah, whatever the hell we can do. We will also be at Palm Springs Comic-Con. I'm excited for that one. And then Saboten is coming up. We can only get 2 passes, so we're gonna have to.
I'll pay to go.
But Geek Elite will be at Saboten as well.
Like get hammered.
Right.
Around the
I'm already going to be there because I'm already going to be really super busy. So it probably works that I'm not working with you guys for that. Because otherwise I'd feel really bad because I have a panel I have to run, like 6 of them.
Oh, nice.
Actually.
Holy shit. Do you volunteer or are you just doing panels?
Sign
up for a panel?
I have 3 different panels that are all with my Idol cosplay group.
Okay.
And then I have one that I'm running that's RPG horror that we're doing. And then there's 2 other ones. I don't remember if they got accepted. But that I'm potentially doing, one for Magi and one for D. Grayman.
Okay. And
All right. Well, I'm gonna shoot my handle real quick.
Yeah.
You can find me on @lone_wolf_mew, the number 2. You can talk to me about anime or anything that we talked about today, or Dragon Ball Z, whatever. You can find me on there. As well on Instagram. I'm not on there very often. If you want to find me on there though, it's at anime_nerd_Ron.
I'm gonna go last since I gotta give the Geek Elite stuff out. So Zoe.
You can find me on Twitter, Zoe Smith. Spelling's weird. I'll be watching anime, so I probably won't see this. Yeah, 5 H's. I won't be on it because I'll be watching anime or working. So I'll try to if the notifications hit my inbox, so I might see that in Gmail. So
I'm actually gonna follow you right now. So go,
Okay.
ready, go.
I'm on Twitter @Fuzzophobia. Do I have to spell it again?
Yes, please.
THUZZA. You screwed it up.
There, go.
PHOBIA.
Find it right now.
PHOBIA.
All right, and then you can find me. Wait, anything else?
Oh no, that's also my gamer tag.
PS4 or Xbox?
I don't have a PS4. It's Xbox. I also have that for my what is it called? BattleNet account. Overwatch. I play that sometimes. I'm bad, but I play it. Thank you.
I hate Doomfist. Hot take.
All right.
Doomfist is a bad character.
Yes.
Hot take.
Yes, he is. We can
Oh.
get about that later.
Character-wise,
No.
I don't know, but he looks awesome.
He looks
He's
badass.
terrible.
I wish he was voiced by Terry Crews.
But-
Me too.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
I have reasons why I have issues with Doomfist. It's an awesome character conceptually. I just think some things about the way he's been handled just
He's
He
kind
too
of,
reminds
funky.
me of Cyborg from Teen Titans.
yeah.
Like visually.
Kind of think it's a little bit stereotypical too, but I'll get into that
He
later.
needs a cyborg
All right,
skin though.
real quick though. A lot of people have, and these people from Africa, and who actually aren't the ones who are appropriating somebody's culture. Blizzard. I mean, not the cultural appropriation. It's a loaded concept. My bad. Didn't mean to jump into that.
Oh,
People
God.
like what Blizzard did with Doomfist.
Okay,
Like people from those regions of the world and who belong to that culture or identify with it are very happy. Apparently his skins, especially like the rare skins, actually have a lot of cultural significance.
Okay.
So they actually did a good job. It's not like when they fucked up Genji's kanji and stuff like that. They tried, and apparently people really like him, and that's cool. I think he's a cool character. That they decided to add more backstory to the game was interesting. All right, we'll talk about it later.
Gotta wrap it up.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter, Daniel Von Helvet. Facebook is going to be Daniel Barroso. Instagram will be Danny the Destroyer, which is the same as my PlayStation 4 gamer tag, whatever the hell you want to call it. So Danny the Destroyer. And then Geek Elite Radio, you can find podcasts like this one or shows like this one on our website, geekeliteradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter @Geek Elite Radio. We will follow back and we will reply and or retweet to you. Facebook.com/Geek Elite Radio. And then you can catch a lot of the con coverage on Instagram and on Facebook, which is going to be the same thing. Instagram.com/Geek
San Diego Comic
Elite
Con.
Radio.com.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but we can give you more impersonal, Well, I'll get back
No,
into
that's how I followed it. You guys were like, every now and then.
Oh, okay, I see what
I
you're
was
saying.
literally like, oh, this is happening. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right.
Not there.
And as always, you guys want to join me on this big closeout? All right.
Yeah.
And always remember to
Geek
Geek
out.
out.
Oh,
You pointed at the things.
you pointed the
You
microphone
pointed
or
at
the
the things.
screen?
I don't know.
Just